I had not been truly honest with my host during my stay in the house. For every act of hospitality he offered, there was an event or element that would cause a pang of distrust in my mind. One moment Valentine would provide me with food, and I would see him teaching the children like a caring relative, but the next, I would notice the concrete shack, or remember what had happened in the woods weeks ago. The loving kindness of the members stood alongside their unsettlingly smooth speech and piercing stare. Every impulse in my mind told me to run, but I knew I would never make it far before I was captured or worse. This mysterious announcement had brought my curiosity to its breaking point. That night, I made a decision. As soon as the house fell silent, I removed my heavy work boots, slid the door open, and slowly stepped into the dark. Since I had been climbing trees in my neighborhood park since childhood, the challenge of scaling the Great Hall's walls came easily to me. After making my way down the stairs, through the foyer, and out the door without making a sound, I was impressed with my stealth. I ran around to the side of the hall and began my climb. The climb was easy enough. Several chunks were missing from the old bricks, creating good handholds. It wasn't long before I found myself on the roof. From the inside, I could hear the same droning sound that I had heard the night in the woods. I desperately searched for a way inside when I came upon a small hatch that led to a ladder dropping into a kind of storage attic. Staying low next to some old boxes, I was able to hear and see the events unfolding below me with clear visibility through a large crack. A feeling of anticipation grew across my face as I awaited the truth. The crowd of hooded attendees hushed as the large figure of Valentine took the stage next to an eerily familiar platform. He raised his hands like the night we first met as he spoke with energy. "Ladies and gentlemen of the Black Circle, I gather you once again to bring praise to the Great Mother and to celebrate the presence of the Pale One, whose life shall meet its completion the evening of this coming Sunday." The crowd roared with approval. My friends, I sincerely apologize for the interruption. A few weeks ago, the audience erupted into a chorus of disapproval. Now, my children, I have planned a rehearsal of sorts. To show you all how we shall deal with the troublesome Pale One and remove this problem from our beautiful order, I present to you the man who is to blame for the delay, Brother Alabaster. Each member howled with joy as they pulled a blindfolded man into the room and onto the platform. I felt my dinner rise in my throat. 3 men in red cloaks fastened the man's arms and legs to the platform as Valentine reached into a chest behind him. Alabaster was shaking with fear, and his pleas for help became incoherent sounds as his limbs were restrained, until one of the men in red wrapped a piece of cloth over his mouth to quiet him. Valentine spun around and raised a shining blade above his head. "Here and now, we give an offering to you, all-powerful Great Mother, an offering of flesh and blood." Alabaster was moving now, the platform glistening with sweat as he struggled to cry out. The crowd leaned forward with anticipation. Now, for the glory of the Mother, he gives his life. Valentine pulled away the cloth, and Alabaster let out a scream so loud I could have heard it from my room. "Help him." The gag was pulled back and he was struck across the face. They pulled the cloth back again, and he cried, "For the glory of the Mother, I give my life." Without hesitation, Valentine drove the blade into the man's body as he resumed screaming with pain and fear. The headmaster made a long cut. I could hear unsettling sounds as the man cried out in agony. Liquid pooled on the headmaster's hands as it spread from the wound. Valentine tossed the bloodied knife aside. He then plunged his hands into Alabaster's body and wrenched his arms upward several times. I felt extremely unwell. Valentine held the dripping organ above his head and shouted, "For the glory of the Great Mother." He then consumed it. The crowd cheered with approval at the horrifying sight. The body was untied and dragged off into a side room. I stared without blinking as my past feelings of my seemingly kind friend shattered. Before I could process what was going on, I heard Valentine address the members. No one is to speak of this to our guest. And regarding the Pale One, I'm going to see how our friend is doing, he said with a rough sound as the cloaked men and women overflowed with laughter. I was back on the roof before Valentine could leave the stage.